It's time for a little makeover. Hello, it's Icy. Yes, I am here with a teeny tiny, wow, how big is this video? No idea how big this video is, but we're doing a small, medium, not particularly big job. So this is where I do my sewing. I have a Australian horn sewing cabinet that is looking a little worse for wear. These are the cabinets where the sewing machine has got a thing that you can push down and then close up and hide everything away, which was fantastic when I bought this 15 years ago, maybe. I'm not sure how old the sewing. It's pretty old. It's pretty old now. Its wheels have fallen off. It's had to be modified to have little feet. It's a little worse for wear, is what I'm saying. But it has been fantastic, and it's been wonderful. But it is time to get it replaced. Also, this wall, which has some not overly organized artwork on here, I think I want to do something a little bit better. You can't see, but there we go. There is a picture rail across the top here. So I have two parts to this little Reno, mini Reno. Oh, you can see the antique secretariat? Antique table organizer thingy just there as well. So two parts to this little mini project. One is I'm going to redo all of the paintings and pictures and things on here. I'm going to do like an art gallery thing where I have used the picture rail because I don't want to be putting a whole bunch of hooks and stuff. Mr. Icy would do that if I asked, but also I don't want to be putting like 9 hooks or whatever into this wall. So what I'm going to do is find a whole bunch of, I've got so many like paintings and things from various places, and they're in drawers and stuff because like if I hang one per section, there's not enough room. So we're going to drop some wires and then rig some way of hanging the paintings from the wires. I'm not using like an official gallery type system for this because they are really expensive for what is in essence a piece of fishing line with an adjustable hook. So we're going to attempt to rig some other methodology for these, and I've got across Mr. Icy's like forged hooks up there that he forged in the, so we're going to stick with those because they look cool, and then basically drop a whole bunch of wires and put a whole bunch of pictures up so I can have like a wall of pictures is the plan. Then the second part is Mr. Icy is making me a sewing table. This is going to be amazing, and I cannot wait to show you. As of this recording, it is this close to being finished. It's just getting some final coats of Estopol, but I will, of course, have footage of the actual creation of it. So I'll talk about that a little in the middle of the video. But first, let us attempt to strip this wall and put some things out and make it look pretty. Okay, we're going to try this. I don't know if this is going to work. This is braided picture hanging wire, 10 meters, which was about $6, as opposed to $10 for an individual hook thingy for the proper stuff, and that didn't even include the wire. We'll see if this works, honestly. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with like silver lines dropping from here. It doesn't need to be like white or transparent or any of those things. But if this doesn't work, I can buy Mr. Icy. I've got heaps of pictures I could use picture wire with. So that's not a problem because usually I just use like old bits of ribbon. So picture wire might actually be better. and then, I don't know, I'll try some fishing line or something, maybe, if this doesn't work. We'll see. I guess I need some pliers. We'll go find some in a sec. But first, I just wanted to try like attaching and dropping and then seeing if we can rig something. 10 meters I figured was enough because I just want like probably 3 or 4 drops. And they don't need to go all the way to the floor because there will be a table basically filling this whole space again afterwards. So I just need it that kind of 1.5 meters or so from the picture rail to the bottom picture, pretty much. So let's see what we can do. Though, maybe I'll go find some pliers first. Not pliers, cutters? Something. Look at this lovely, lovely thing. I am so pleased with how this turned out. MrIcy did an amazing job putting it together. We designed it together on the fly, kind of. We let the ideas like percolate in brains for a while, and also kind of had to change some designs to actually work with the wardrobe door, which is the main part, because it's just veneered. It's like engineered wood, even though it's vintage, probably from, I want to say maybe the 60s. It could be as late as the 80s. Some of the trim is done in that kind of red kind of stain, which is maybe a little later, but my God, I love it so much. So yeah, it's engineered wood with a very thin veneer. So I wanted initially like 45-degree angles, like at the corners, and make like a full waterfall thing, but the veneer just wasn't going to cut cleanly and not break away and stuff at doing tricky angles. So putting these returns on instead worked perfectly. You can't see here, but all of these joins at the corners, these are like 3-way mitered joins, where it's like flat and then 45 up and then again 45 at the top. It's very tricky. So it looks, it's so good, it's so good. The shelf, I absolutely love this, the same wood as the front pieces of the shelf, and then the inside is just bed frame, I think, bed slats that we found side of the road that have just been joined together and then stained to look kind of a bit like the top. So it all just sort of blends beautifully. It's so nice. I haven't sewn on it yet, obviously. You can see the sewing machine sits great. There's the center support here. Originally it was going to have two supports, sort of 3 shelf gaps. But we thought about it and I thought maybe it would be better to have a center one just to give it a bit more strength underneath where the sewing machine is going to be vibrating. But that's good because that also means that I can put 2 sort of storage boxes here, and on the other side, the other long side, it should be long enough to put my cardboard sloper patterns. Like that should be enough sort of from here to here kind of thing. Because they're currently stored like under the working mat on the table, so they're out of the way and flat, but it's not the best. So this should be great. This is designed to leave a little bit of gap between here and the wall, so I can actually put like the little rubbish bins down the bottom, and then they're out of the way. As well as, you know, like I could put you know, tall camera storage and other bits and pieces down there as well. So it's so good. It's so good. I have a cork mat to go on the top, to go under the sewing machine, both to kind of absorb some of the vibration, but actually need to chop it down because I didn't think to measure it beforehand. So we're going to trim that down and then I'll put that there later. But it's, gosh, it's nice. I really wanted something that worked with the other vintage kind of thing that it was going to be sitting next to. And it just looks so good. I'm happy with the paintings. I mean, they've evolved a couple of times. And yeah, I needed to, once I put the table in, I realized, oh, even though this pretty one, this beautiful one in the middle, painted by a friend of mine, she's very good. And she also painted the red one that was there before that I switched it out. It was like, oh no, I better move all those. So that's actually centered over the table because it looked weird sort of being off center with the table, even though it was centered in the wall. So now we're all good. I don't think, I might see if I've got something I can put on that long skinny spot. I don't think I have anything right now. I've got one long skinny picture, but it's in warm browns and reds, so I don't think it would tone with all of the rest. But gosh, I cannot say how happy I am with the whole thing. It's so classy. It really does look good, and I'm so happy right now. But thank you, Mr. Icy, for taking on a somewhat picky client who really does kind of go, yes, but I know nobody else can see that thing, but what if in 50 years somebody inherits this desk and goes, why did they make that choice? My brain is very much going, this is now like, it's not an antique, but it will be. This is to be inherited by somebody, preferably our children. And they have, the other thing, it's not very deep. It is a little wide, but it should fit in most places. So work great for like a laptop, computer desk. Anyway, I want somebody to look at this in the future and go, oh my God, that's so gorgeous. I want it to be for like $1,000 in like a vintage shop and somebody goes, oh my God, I need to pay a lot for that. You know, like after the children are done with it, obviously. But it's absolutely startlingly wonderful. And I am so happy. I really am so happy. But thank you for joining me on this little mini corner room makeover. I'm loving the picture wall, and I'm adoring the table, absolutely adoring it. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me here on YouTube. There are more sewing projects coming. Sewing, what's that? Do we do that here? Oh yeah, we do that here. So please do subscribe if that's your vibe. Do check out the other videos on this channel where there is lots of sewing, plus the occasional little furniture-y, thrifty, crafty thing every so often. But it was lovely to have you here. You can follow me on all the socials, details in the description. Mastodon is actually a lovely place if you're a sewist. It is worth checking out for a friendly, informative community. And thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.